Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, this is sort of a period of reflection for me right now before ice fishing starts. And one of the things I've thought about is what fishing can mean in a kid's life. And I know we talk about this a lot, but I've thought about what really brought this to my mind is I was watching the Animal Planet, of all things, in this program about basically the ABCs of pets or something like that. And they had this school that had taken in this gecko for this class, and this gecko was going to be part of their class for the rest of the year. And it showed about what that was bringing to the kids. Now, I'm not a person that would ever want a gecko, but what this represents is these kids were fascinated with this thing, and it really impacted their life. And it made me think about what I've observed with all the times that I've either done the fishing school with Cornell for kids in fishing, or put together sort of tournaments or outdoor outings for kids, and in watching them when we go fishing. And fishing really is not the ultimate part of this. When I watch these kids, they're most of them haven't fished before, and they discover something, and I'll watch them, and they're not interested in casting way out and catching big fish. They'll look along the shoreline where they're standing, and they'll discover there's a frog or there's a turtle or something like that. That seems to fascinate them more than anything, and it takes me back when I was a kid and what started me on this life of fishing, which that's how I would describe fishing, is my life. But I remember being on the dock as a little kid and looking down in the water and seeing these little perch and sunfish all swimming about. And it absolutely fascinated me. And it opened up this world that I could discover by fishing that has lasted a whole lifetime. And I got to tell you that it's something that you should really be aware of, and how this can affect a kid's life. They may not be interested in going out there and struggling with a fish. I don't think that's really the case. I think it's a discovery point for them to see all the things around us that they wouldn't normally think about. So this is how I look at fishing for kids. I think it's an introduction to who they are and what life can be for them. And I think it's highly, highly important. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.